If you truly love God, you will keep his commandments and do what he said to do. If you won't obey God, you don't truly love him. I think that's common sense, or it should be, were it not for one commandment people don't want to keep. In Exodus 20, verse 6, this is God giving the 10 commandments. And while giving the 10 commandments in verse 6, he described himself as, quote, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. In other words, he's equating loving him with keeping his commandments. And I think that's common sense. Now, did Jesus change that? Well, if you read Matthew 5, verses 17 through 19, you'll see he didn't change that. He even told someone, if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he also said in John 14, verse 15, if ye love me, keep my commandments. Christ taught that obeying God is how you show you love him. Why wouldn't you obey God anyway? But did Paul change this teaching? 1 Corinthians 7, verse 19, circumcision is nothing and uncircumcision is nothing, but keeping the commandments of God is what matters. Paul didn't change that. Paul even said in Romans 2, verse 13, for not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. So many people are confused on what Paul actually taught. Did the Apostle John say that we don't equate loving God with keeping his commandments anymore? 1 John 5, verses 2 through 3. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous or burdensome. Loving God is equated with keeping his commandments throughout the Bible. But the dragon is enraged with those who keep his commandments, and so are the dragon's ministers. If you read Revelation 12, verse 17, you'll see that. So, it's one commandment that people don't want to keep. That's why they come up with these absurd ideas that we don't have to keep the commandments anymore. We should remember that commandment, and I'm going to keep talking about it. And it makes people uncomfortable because when they hear others talking about that commandment and keeping it, it puts to the forefront of their mind that they are disobeying God. That's a fact. Don't disobey God. Keep his commandments. Have a blessed, joyous Sabbath. Peace all.